Okay, something else you might need to do is to layer different sounds on top of each other. So if you've got links and clips with interviewees on the top track here, what you might need to do, especially when you're putting together a package, is layer the sound with, it could be wild track or sound effects or music, anything like that. Or if you've got a particularly complicated little bit of actuality or sound effects, you might need to kind of layer different sounds one on top of the other. So to do this, you would use the multi-track function, and all that means is that you're using more than one of these tracks. So what I'm going to show you how to do here is how to put this piece of music on a second track underneath the link and the clip, and control the volumes, because that's one thing you always need to control in here, is if you're multi-layering tracks, make sure that the levels all work together nicely. So first of all, we're in the bottom half of the screen and we're going to find a nice piece of music to layer under it. Okay, so someone was whispering there, so let's start after that. In fact, I'll take it just before she whispers, and then I know that's a nice section. We can press the spacebar to stop it. We know we can edit her out once we've moved this to the top. So if you move this, again, same kind of thing, just drag it and drop it in the top half of the screen. So this is our track. We need to trim the whispering woman off the beginning of it, so let's find that bit, take it to the beginning and play with the spacebar.
Today, 30 years after the strike.
Okay, let's just get it to there.
Today, 30 years after the strike.
Okay, so I've got a nice piece of music. Ideally, what I want to do is fade it up here.
Today.
And then turn the volume down when Ben's talking there. Turn the volume back up in this little gap here. Let the music breathe a little while. And then turn the volume back down and run it under the rest of this audio. So to do that, you need to click on two things really. The first thing is you need to click this little icon here with the three little dots and two lines joining it. Allows you to see, if you click on volume and then get rid of it, it allows you to see this bottom track, and it's basically a shadow of your actual track. Let's make it so you can see it even clearer by doing that. Okay. So this is our music, but this one underneath is the same track, but this is just the volume. Okay, so this middle line means that at the moment the volume is right in the middle. We want to start it low down, so hover above the first dot and bring that right down to the bottom. Okay, now I need to create another dot in order for me to take the volume up. And I create a dot by holding the shift key down and clicking on your mouse. Okay, and then I wait, hover over that, it gives me the cross, and I can move that wherever I want to by holding down and just seeing where I'm going to go to. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so hopefully that should fade up.
Today.
Okay, and then there, I want to fade back down again. So I need to create another dot, hold down on the shift key and click, and it should give me another dot, and then hover over that and pull that one down. Holding my finger on it and pulling it down. Okay, let's see what that sounds like.
Today, 30 years after the strike.
Okay, I want a nice gradual fade down, so I'm going to create another dot, shift key, click on the line and bring it down even more, because I want to be able to hear what Ben says. Okay.
Today, 30 years after the strike, Barnsley remembers its mining heroes.
Okay, I'm going to bring it back up here. Need another dot, Shift key and click on the mouse. And another one, Shift key and click on the mouse. And that allows me to go up there. Okay, let's listen to that.
It's Mining Heroes.
Okay, nice bit of brass. Okay, Shift key and click on the line again when it gives me that. And if I do 2, that means it's going to stay there, but then that one will drag it down from that point. So I'm just holding on it and dragging it down like that. And that level should be all right to take me through to the end of the clip, but let's have a listen. So we'll click there to take it back, hit the spacebar to play.
Today, 30 years after the strike, Barnsley remembers its mining heroes. One by one, members of the mining community approach the memorial.
Okay, that's fine, but I want to tidy it up a little bit more. So I'm going to hit Shift on this top one to highlight those two, and I want to move those just to the left a little bit so that I hit that beat.
One by one, members of the mining community approach the memorial.
And then that one, I'm just going to make it a little bit more gradual. So if I hover over the dot I've already created, just drag it to the left a bit so that that fades a little bit more gradual. Click on start.
One by one, members of the mining community approach the memorial, bow their heads and place a wreath in remembrance. It's a sombre reflection on Yorkshire's industrial past and those that lost their lives standing up to the Thatcher government.
I'm an ex-miner, heavily involved in it miners' strike.
Okay, that's great. And that is putting a level underneath your track and enveloping. The only thing you need to check when you've done that, if I move this track anywhere else, if I change my mind and I want to move it anywhere, if I click on it and start to move it, if you see, it's actually left the levels behind. So it won't alter the levels on this music track if I move it like that. If I want to keep these levels that I've actually just spent all that time putting in, I want to make sure they move when I move the track. I want to make sure they stay with the track. And I can do that just by clicking on this button. So if you see, it explains envelope points do not move with media items. But if I click on it, it means they will move. And if I hover over it again, envelope points move with media items. So just check which one it is before you start moving things. And if you see, I'm going to just change my mind and move this now. It should follow with it. So wherever you move that, the levels that you've already programmed in will stay with it. And that's the only thing to remember, really. That's enveloping.